Hello and welcome to tonight's episode of Tales of the Finest. We are the Untold Stories Project, and will be your humble game master for this evening. My name is Jonesy. Uh, a quick note for those unfamiliar with the Blue Rose setting: the Blue Rose is a fantasy setting published by Green Ronin Publishing, inspired by the works of such as Mercedes Lackey, and where the players take on the roles of sovereign's finest, commonly known as envoys, where they act as agents of the crown, where they're hunting down Kurnish spies, aiding with disaster relief, and dealing with shadow spawn incursions and anything else that the sovereign might need them to do. A few quick housekeeping notes. We are a very tiny streaming channel, and we are actively growing, but to do that, we do need your support from our viewers. And to do that, we ask that you do all the cool YouTube and Twitch things like follow, share, subscribe, etc. If you do so, you can actually aid the envoys on their mission and their quest. And today they're helping investigate some lost lore and recover it. So we'll get to that in a second. But in the meantime, I'd like the envoys to introduce yourselves. So if you please would go and tell everyone who you are, who you're playing tonight, and a little bit about your character, and then answer today's character question of the day, which is, what would your character do if they had insomnia, and how to find something to amuse themselves with um, during the late night hours, or early morning hours, depending on if you're a nocturnal riding or not.
Awesome. Hey, friends. My name is Will. I'm playing Kale Pelora. I'm a human cleric of the Radiant domain. So very excited for that. For the question of the day, I think I would stay up all night drawing very as accurate as I can, like herbology and different plants. So I would spend my days making like textbook pictures of the plants that I use in various medicines, and then writing all of their facts and things like that. Um, that's quiet, and I want to be respectful of the people that are sleeping around me. Uh, I don't know if Drake would feel that way, but I'll pass it over to Alex next so that he can share his thoughts.
Well, hi everybody, I'm Alex, and I will be playing the part of Drake tonight, who is a Rye Raccoon rogue. And as for the question of the day, Drake is probably somebody who doesn't get nearly enough sleep or sleeps in small spurts like raccoons do. I imagine he's nocturnal and active all night and during dawn and dusk, and whenever he has to go to class during the day, so a little Batman syndrome going on. As for what he does when he has insomnia, I imagine he likes to go down and people watch. So sneak out of the tower, climb along the rooftops until he finds somebody wandering drunkenly through the streets just to see what they're up to and make sure they get home safely.
Somebody
Somebody named Vom.
Usually Vom.
And I'll pass it over to Andy.
Oh, well, that was easy. Hey, I'm Andy. No, not that one. I am playing Vom Bondma, the night person, which is basically like orcs without the racism. And he is a fighter from the Thaumacrity of Kern to the north of the And in answer to the question, if he had insomnia, probably go out for some drinks and get in a fight, or take someone to bed, or get in a fight with someone and then have them take me to bed, something like that. Shall I pass?
Brian's next to you.
Aha.
Hey everybody, I'm playing Brian. I am playing Ula. She is a sea folk barbarian. And, well, first of all, me and Ula will both be pulling up a dictionary because I read that as amnesia. Now I have to change my answer. In the few spare moments that I have, I think she would just go out to the water and just chill out, look at the stars, maybe read, get tired of it 5 minutes later and go home. And I'll pass that off to Aaron.
Evening, folks. Bringing up the rear here. Aaron, I'm playing Tizra Vaskar. and they are a Vatasha warlock. And if they were having issues with insomnia, well, odds would be not terrible that they would already be off having a drink with sorry, brain's not functioning tonight. With Vom. Or also, finding someone to spend the evening with. But if they were feeling a little bit more contemplative, they would probably spend the evening in meditation and jewelry making.
Ooh.
Very cool. Well, thank you for sharing. I enjoy these little questions. It's a little bit about how your characters think and act when they're a little downtime, which we don't get to see as much. So, with that, let's go ahead and jump into tonight's episode. A little recap, real quick. The envoys had been investigating a series of an attempt to track down some stolen goods. The goods were taken from a dig to the south, where they uncovered an ancient vault that dates back to at least 300-400 years ago, before the rise of the current kingdom of Aldous, during the time of the source for kings and queens of old. To that end, they have been aiding a well-known member of the Alden elite known as Kunlun, who is a rather experienced explorer. And last time we saw them, they were tracking through the streets of Aldous late at night when they rejoined their ally Drake, who'd scouted off ahead trying to track down the lair of some possible shadow cultists that were active in the city. And on their way there, they saw a mysterious figure known as Kestrel, who they've met a couple times before, engaged in combat on a nearby roof. He was losing, and he had got run through with a sword and cascaded off the top of the building, landing 2 stories below on the hard cobblestone streets of this part of town. And they were investigating what was going on with him, and Drake had found himself some Rat friends who definitely did not seem happy to find him skulking around the sewers where they were hanging out. So
skulking is such a strong word.
Sounds like a sort of like a tongue teaser, sort of, 3 Rye Rats raided a Rye Raccoon. It gets difficult. I'll stop.
And I'm pretty sure I will run into that later this evening, because I almost got tongue-tied a couple times tonight already. So, with that, we start tonight's episode. We find the 4 of our 5 envoys on the darkened streets of Aldous, in the middle ward of the city. Not far from the old city wall that once divided and protected the city in days of old, before peace kind of took hold of this part of the nation, and the city quickly outgrew its bounds. In the dark alley street, we have the 4 of you surrounding Kestrel, who is wearing most of his garb. I say most because you have removed his mask. He normally dresses in a slate bluish gray outfit with a kind of feather-esque designed cloak and bird-like mask. And you have removed his mask. And to find that you are now staring at the face of Endrin Kestrel. Told you I was going to get tight tonight. Edrin Kestrin, a noble, and currently serving as one of the sovereign's own in the Noble Council. The Noble Council of Aldous is a set of nobles that help guide the day-to-day activities in the city and help guide the course of of not only the city but the nation itself, and they report up to the queen, where basically she has kind of tasked them to help with the day-to-day governing of the nation, and then with her being the queen, so she can overrule anything she needs to or wants to. But that's one of the 3 types of nobles in Blue Rose. The others are regional nobles who are assigned to certain regions for a set period of time. And then there are traveling nobles who travel out to the outskirts of the nation and help settle disputes and things like that, where there's not enough of a major population to have a noble assigned permanently, especially like the farming, the outlying farms and ranches and stuff like that. You might only have a few hundred people for miles and miles. So with that, we find 4 of our 5 envoys. He is currently unconscious, but he is stable thanks to Kale, and Kale's quick intervention.
The question is, what now?
It's not a simple question, is it? Has anyone seen Drake while we've been here?
He went off to scout ahead.
You're supposed to meet us here. That's what he said, I thought.
All right. Well, I'm sure he'll be here eventually. I suppose I could always reach out to him.
Could I give a quick look and listen around to see if this other person that was fighting Kestrel is around?
Sure.
I thought Jonesy had already said that they were long out of sight, but
Oh, sorry.
So, but you can go ahead and make me a investigation check if you'd like.
That is a 7.
So, with that, you do see that Kestrel's outfit, while it looks like cloth, it definitely is a little bit more rigid. Like it's definitely designed to help protect him. It unfortunately did not succeed in this this current situation, but it is designed to take a little bit of some wear and tear and some beating. And he does seem to be have on his pouch a small metal flask attached to his leather pouch on his belt. Yeah, he was also armed with a rather nice looking rapier and several thin daggers that could be used for hand-to-hand and or throwing.
If I take this flask and smell it, does it smell like alcohol?
It does not.
if I were to look at it with my warlock sight, would it look magical?
Yeah, it sure would. And so does his rapier.
Well, I'm not the man's sword, but if that flask,
I am.
perhaps... I'm not.
I would like to start stripping him of anything that would distinguish him as Kestrel. Is that possible? So that he just looks like he's a drunken fool and that passed out in the streets.
I like this plan.
Wait a minute, though. We'd ruined him. We'd ruined the man. If he were found naked, passed out in the street, I mean, there were if he's a noble. What's it called? Reputation.
Well, what would be worse? What would be worse? That or them finding out that he's a bird vigilante?
As soon as Kale says that, I kiss him on the cheek with some lipstick, just to top him off.
Will has lipstick?
I'm allowed to like girly things.
No, you are. I hadn't realized that you know. That, like, you think you know somebody, don't you?
Now he has encountered a lady of the night and is passed out drunk in the gutters.
Oh no.
I mean, we could move him somewhere else. I just don't want the things that are getting him almost murdered on him as he's almost
Oh.
murdered.
This I understand. I see.
I say we just toss him in the crow's yard and get him later. Like, nobody's going to go in there.
And
And
actually,
And it's gated.
as you're checking the outfit, it actually quickly becomes obvious that the cloak and several other pieces of the outfit can be turned inside out and flipped around, and so they have different colors on them, and they basically they're meant for disguise as well. This outfit was tailor made so that he could do quick change type things when necessary.
So
Okay.
I'll take his clothes and I will change him into something that looks. I'll be Superman him and turn him back into Clark Kent here.
Edrin Kestrin or Kestrin? I'm trying to make sure I get that name like burned into my head so that I can.
Crest
What?
Kiss. Chris.
Crest kiss. Excuse
Could
me.
you just type it out into the chat?
Crest like the dental, and kiss like the chocolate.
Chris.
But I want to make sure that I keep the rapier, like the weaponry and the mask away from his body. So I'll keep those with me, with the intent to return them eventually. But so it's not discovered with them.
Any way of finding out what's in that flask you've got there?
It is magical, I can tell that.
Maybe it's something to help him.
Say, what's the school of magic?
Your ally Kale can actually identify rather quickly that it does not smell of alcohol. It smells more like more like a healing potion that he has brewed multiple times himself in the past.
Aha.
Mm.
So we could perhaps get him back into a state of health if we were to pour this down his throat.
Oh, I can help with that. I've done that enough times. He just strikes me as being somebody who would like have experience like pouring things down the throats of unconscious people.
That seems reasonable.
Yeah. As I was saying, I was thinking, oh wow, that actually is probably a little creepy, but that wasn't how he meant it. Yeah, so then yeah, if no one objects, then we'll give him the gulp.
No objections whatsoever.
So with that, you take the flask and start slowly emptying it so that he can hopefully recover, at least somewhat. Meanwhile, below the streets of Aldous, we find a lone rye raccoon skulking through the sewers.
And they did not believe me when I pretended to just be a raccoon.
No, actually, because Raiden can recognize them, other Raiden upon sight.
Yeah.
And so what we find is you coming around the edge of this sewer tunnel, and around the edge of the corner there's a rye rat staring at you, and you made your comment about, oh, I guess you didn't believe me, and like, no, envoy, we did not. And that was where we last saw you. So with that, I think I might need an initiative check.
Oh, say it ain't so.
I can't, because it is so.
I mean, you could say it. It would be a lie, but
Ooh, I hear rats in the music in the background.
Actually, yeah.
You're welcome.
Either that or this stuff's kicking in.
It's,
I got a 16 on my initiative, Jonesy.
okay, awesome.
16's good.
16 is very good. Definitely better than my rat did.
I haven't seen them yet, have I?
Yes, you have. You. One second. You should be able to see one of them. I'm hoping you can see them now.
I can see a corner of where I'm at. I don't see any mice.
Here,
I'll try moving over a little bit. I see a green dot there. Oh, yeah. I can kind of just faintly make him out there. Okay.
He is. I'm using some tokens I got off of Roll20 as Marketplace. I found some really cool ones. A little rat guy. But they didn't have rings on them, so a little harder to see.
Mm-hmm. Alright, well, I would like to use my standard action on my turn to cast the Sending spell.
Why would you?
And I will send a message to Kale that says, "Hey kid, I ran into some sewer trouble. There's a secret door in the base of the tower. I marked it in hammer. Come quick."
Oh, you silly raccoon. One of your pesky jokes. Okay. See you soon.
And
I will tell that to everyone.
I will use my move action to start scampering away.
Is that the way you came, or you just sort of...
I don't know. I don't remember.
it's dark.
And when I get to the end of my movement action, I will use my bonus action to hide. My bonus cunning action. And Jonesy, I did have you roll my stealth check the last time, and I'm okay with doing that again if you want to. Makes me feel like I'm in more danger that way. I have a +7 to stealth.
Awesome.
We're gonna hope for the best.
So.
And I'll scurry up the wall a little bit as well.
Cool. So with that, you are quickly able to run around the corner and disappear. And you're trying to keep an eye out for the rats. The rats are closer to you than the tower did. The impression you got from the Sending was that he's closer to you than the tower was. So he's probably traveled somewhat underground for a while, and maybe just headed in the same direction that you're at. So what are you going to share with the rest of the envoys?
Oh, it would appear that our friend might be in a little bit of trouble. He said he ran into some trouble at the sewer. There's a secret door at the base of the tower. He marked it in hammer. I don't really know what that means. But it seems like he's underground. So should we just... Is there like a manhole kind of situation near us somewhere?
With a... you believe there would be, with a 21 wisdom, you do believe there would be. And I know the passive perception for some of the party members isn't that great, but I know it's not horrible for all of you. So there actually is a nearby sewer storm drain that would lead down to the sewers.
What are we doing with Mr. Man?
That's a very good question.
That's an easy question.
How did the potion affect him? Did he wake up?
So he started coughing and sputtering about halfway through the potion, and
Yeah.
by the end of it, he reached out and finished the bottle himself. So
That's
he's
usually how it
definitely
ends.
he's still definitely worse for wear, but seems kind of shocked to see the four of you, and definitely seems immediately reached up for his face, like where his mask would have been, and he definitely has a momentary look of panic on his face.
Your secret is safe with us. There is no time to explain. Do you think you can get to safety on your own? We have to go help a friend.
Certainly.
Let's make arrangements to talk later. You'll find us, I'm sure.
He has already before.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Uh,
And with that,
Kale, lead on.
Oh, should probably give him his, his mask.
I-
and sword
I'll
back.
give it. We'll just keep this until you get home. That way, if somebody stops you, it won't be on you. I'll return it the next time we see you.
Thereby guaranteeing that he would see us.
That's a power move right there.
Yeah, it kind of is. It's a little CEO-ish. Ooh.
Kale, give me an insight check.
If you look up in the corner, you can see the text that said Kestrel did not like that.
Kestrel will remember that.
Do I still see it with a 9?
No, you don't. So,
Well, it's better than the plan of sticking him in a barrel. Let's go.
All right, it was lovely talking to you. See you later. Bye.
Hi.
Love you, bye.
Catch us if you can, drunkies.
Just like. Anyway. So, we're heading for the. Oh, yes. The manhole.
Yes.
So, with that, you do find a entrance down to the sewer area. It is currently blocked off, and I say that in the sense that it takes a long moment, as opposed to half a moment to pry open a rather heavy grate. And the four of you are able to drop down into the sewer.
Nice. Now what?
You drop you in the right little section. There you go.
Oh wait, I don't like that. I see rats now.
Oh, wow. Did we.
I had to drop you in the right. I needed to drop you in the right spot.
Ah,
Oh, yeah. We are not. Okay. Well. So. Don't know that the rat actually would arouse any interest. Unless it actually, like, tries to get up in our. Well, I don't know. I guess it depends on what it's doing.
So with that, the four of you drop in the sewer or make your way down a little bit of the tunnel, and as you make your way down the end of the tunnel, up ahead you do see a rat, and you see a small little, looks like a sharp turn off of it, and a little open area of some dry stone platform. Ula, you are definitely leading the charge.
I'm gonna yell for Drake to see if I get a response real quick.
Are they close enough for me
with-
to hear them, Josie?
With that, your voice echoes and reverberates off the stone. And Kale, Drake, you do hear them somewhere off in the tunnels. But because of the echo, you're not quite sure which direction they're coming from.
And I can't communicate
and you do hear
mentally
scurrying
with them,
of
can I?
rats approaching your direction.
And I can't hear them mentally from this distance, or I can't communicate with them
Including one
telepathically.
directly in front
can
of
I?
Ron.
You cut out a little bit there.
And I can't communicate with them mentally from this distance, can I? What is happening?
Hit a rat, hit a rat. Let's go.
With that, as you approach, the rat looks very, very scared, and looks like it wants to run away. You're faster than the rat, but
I'm about to be more scared. Here we go. 16 terror. Is that it?
yeah.
That full damage.
The rat has disappeared.
And I'll use the rest of my movement to run into this wall like an idiot. Took a gamble and I lost.
You know how it is.
You go rushing up ahead to see to figure out which way the tunnel bends and twists, and yeah. Kale, what would you like to do?
Oh, that's a good question. I didn't check. So is it pitch dark down here?
It will be, yes.
Okay. So I have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Or cast a light spell.
Oh, do I have enough time to do that?
You
I'm
would
not,
have had
like,
enough
already
time.
submerged. Okay, great. So
Yeah,
I
you
will cast light
Yeah,
on
you-
me.
Yeah, as soon as you basically went down into the sewers, you would have started quickly. You would have noticed really quickly that hey, the light coming from the streets up above quickly gives away into darkness, pitch black darkness, and so you
Sure.
would have been like, nope.
Sure. I just didn't say it, so I didn't want to cheat. But yeah, if you'll let me, I'll cast light on. I've got a little necklace that I wear, so I'll cast it on the little stone there. So it's right in front of me, and that'll be my action. And I'm not as concerned about these rats because I expect to see rats in a sewer, and he just said there was trouble. He didn't say there were the rats. So I will head the opposite direction. And that'll be my turn.
Cool. And your character is giving off light, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I can
Okay.
see.
His token is giving off light that all of us can see, and then we have other areas that we can see because of our dark vision.
I was just wanted to make sure I set his character correctly. Spell. So.
Yep.
Cool. Vom, what would you like to do?
Well, the bellowing didn't work. He's just gonna go move. The only, Squeal is still standing here, so first he's gonna move 15 here, see that there's a wall, and then he'll move. I don't know. I guess I can probably get to. I don't know. 6 squares. Okay. So, sorry, I'm in. Here we go. I've got a move action. I don't think I have any further actions that I can take at this time.
Can you not take a second move in lieu of a standard?
You
Oh,
can-
excuse me. That's a dash action. That's correct.
Yeah.
My God. Okay. I can dash. I guess I gotta pick a direction. To. Let me see. Sure. That is That is empathy.
That will take you lower to the sewers.
Oh. Do we want to go further down? He's not.
I don't know.
Cal, which way were we supposed to go?
Toward the tower,
Oh.
which is that way.
That
And I'll
way
point in
be-
a direction, not knowing if that's correct or.
Oh, God. Oh,
I'm
which
gonna
way is he
die.
pointing?
I would I know which direction to go based on that wisdom from earlier, or do you need like a survival check from me, Jonesy?
You're going through some twisted, turny sewers, and assuming
don't-
Drake hasn't moved, yeah, you can go make me a survival check.
Sure. I'm not good at that, so it won't.
It's at least wisdom based.
It is wisdom based. So 17.
17, I will say you're pretty sure you're not low enough yet.
Down we go.
Yeah, go.
All right. This way, everybody. Well, I guess, yeah, then heading down will probably eat up whatever is left of the dash. That can't go horribly wrong, can it?
No, I think it can.
Uh-oh. They seem to have disappeared. That's deeply worrying. I didn't just, like, fall to my death, did I?
Nope.
Okay. Because, like, I'm not on the turn tracker either, and now I was getting
Oh.
very nervous.
Sorry
I'm not
about
on the
that.
map or the turn tracker.
I didn't think I was going to take you off the turn tracker when I dropped you.
Oh, no, it's fine. You...
And then Vom died.
like, does the Tomb of Horrors exist in Blue Rose? I hope not.
It does, but it's in Kern.
I believe you there. Oh.
The Tomb of Horrors was the friends we made along the way.
Well,
I just remember I go on 19 for now.
yeah. If you want to do me a favor and roll initiative again, I can update your. I can correct it on the tracker for you.
Slight problem. I cannot see my token to click on it.
Go to the right.
Oh my! Oh! Excuse me. See what I get for not paying attention.
And Drake, you now sense the mind of your ally, Vom.
Mine's a strong word, but at least I'm glad he's nearby.
Okay. You sense
Wow! See if we come rushing to your end, then.
you sense the slightly not drunk, slightly inebriated
He's
presence
actually-
of your.
He's far more sober than he'd like to be right now.
Me too.
We had a fighter there who was too busy fighting to drink.
So Drake, what would you like to do?
So I can feel him. Is there a way for me to navigate that direction based on that feeling?
You know he's you know what direction he's in. I'll just randomly say you know that he feels east of you.
All right, I'm gonna start making my way
But-
that way.
But right now, the wall there's a big stone wall between him and there. So
Well, I'm gonna sneak my happy little way around the corner. See how that goes.
Snack.
So that's how far I can go with one move action. Oh, that's a wall. And then I can take another move action. Get around the corner over there. And
Of
I'll...
course, the rats have not seen me.
Yeah, assuming the rats haven't seen me climbing on the wall and on the ceiling.
Dun, dun, dun.
what makes you think the rats would have seen you?
I don't know, I feel sneaky. I will use my bonus action to hide again.
But they probably saw Mom. Gone.
Well, they might have heard Vom. I don't know if they saw him yet. They might not have been looking in my direction.
That's true.
But Vom is not interested in stealth, so they would become aware of him quickly enough.
I'm going to rely on that. I'm not going to draw Vom's attention to me yet either.
He's also kind of waiting for everyone else, hoping everyone else comes with him, but I guess y'all don't have to. That's cool.
That'll be the end of my
So,
turn.
Seeing that, you hear a shh of metal against metal, like a weapon being drawn. And Vom, you hear this. You hear the scurrying and the skidding of rats,
Yeah.
and these are rather large rats. These are, like I said, almost 2 feet in size.
Scary rats.
ROUSs? I don't think they exist.
And one of them looks directly over at you, chitters something, and then he starts chittering, and his tail seems to be moving in a strange, weird pattern. And he lets out in front of him a fiery rune takes shape, and then transforms into a bolt of fire that flies directly at you.
Oh,
What is your AC?
AC is...
He's a rat wizard.
Yeah. I believe my AC is 16.
Awesome. And with that, the bolt explodes into the wall next to you. And,
And Mom's literally just like, oh shit. and, so,
and teaser act. What would you like to do?
Not loving this. So I am going to follow Mom. Why is it not working? Yeah, sure. All right. So yes, falling bomb. One move action. 6. I have no choice but to just go down the hole if I'm gonna fall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm going down the hole. Double acting.
he's rolling down the hall.
And
I don't think I can move myself through the walls. So
you're actually your character was set up specifically so you can't do that.
yeah. Well, no, I mean I shouldn't be able to, but
But with that, Drake, now that you've moved over here, you actually you can communicate mentally with all of your allies again, because they're all within range. You do know that Ula's on the edge of your range, but you do now you're now close enough to your allies that you guys can all speak amongst each other themselves again.
I will just calmly say, "Oh, you guys got my message. There's rats down here that are looking to cause some trouble."
Magic rats.
Magic rats, yes. Rye rats,
Right,
like me.
So the right rats are like every other type of riding, which means they can do any class in the game.
I think one of them's a wizard.
I
would
think
that
you
be?
might be onto something.
I can't imagine what you would think that would find.
So, who are we down to?
It is now my rats go. If I can get the rat character sheet to open up.
It is there. There are storms coming through. Like there's nothing here right now, but I know there are storms coming through Columbus.
Yeah, it's been kind of humid and about to rainy all day.
Because my internet's like, it's great, and then it shuts off. It's great, then it shuts off. Everything's green, and
That's very frustrating. It doesn't even seem to be. It doesn't even seem like your outages are all that long.
no, it's like a hiccup. It's weird.
Yeah, it just flickers.
And like, I'm trying to run a speed test now, and now it's cooperating. It says 90 megabytes down, 11 up. So I don't know what's going on. Oh, and they can see us.
Oh, well, that's good. The stream didn't cut out. I suppose that's a very short hiccup this time.
So I don't know what's going on. But I will leave it up to Jonesy, whatever Jonesy wants to do.
Yeah, my I can't get this to. Why is this not working? I'm supposed to.
Roll20 is being obnoxious.
Pretty much. I don't know what it's doing. What it's doing,
Yeah.
but so the Ray Rats move forward. They go to attack.
Yeah, and they're moving.
Yeah, they'll move, but my sheet won't open for them. Everything
Oh.
else is working just fine, but their character sheet refuses to open for some reason.
Weird.
It's glitched. Night.
What are you doing, technology?
Not even playing the game where we can make funny jokes about that.
I know, right?
Well, I closed myself out of watching the stream on my personal account, so maybe that'll stabilize it. I don't have anything else open. I've just got Roll20 open in the stream, so I don't know.
Anyway, so they go to attack, and I'm going to do the old-fashioned way. So, and with that, they both swing and miss. One of them will swing at. One of them was swinging at Tizra, and the other one was swinging at Vom. But the one that rushed forward to swing at Vom stopped about 10 feet short of you, Vom, and it has a dagger which is levitating in front of it, which is levitating in front of it, and it is slashing at you with a floating dagger.
Oh, but you said
Nice.
it missed. Yeah,
Yes.
that's fun. That's cute. That's not my kind of fight at all. Okay.
I actually admire the style.
Just kind of has a certain. It lacks a certain je ne sais quoi, you know. Just no feeling behind it. All right.
I don't know if you did this on purpose, but in my brain I heard ginseng qua, like the kind of tea.
I was deliberately pronouncing it badly, but I wasn't trying to say ginseng qua. But that's pretty good.
Own apple tea, boys. Going
Apple tea.
So, with that, Ula, what would you like to do?
So somebody tried to strike at these, but I assume that made some noise, right? If she was just around the corner from me.
Well, we're also we're still able to be in mental contact, so.
Yes. You know that Teaser and the others ran around the corner and jumped down to the next level.
Oh, they're right there.
Hey, Ula, there's a rat trying to murder us.
For some reason, I thought you were still behind me. Yeah, I'll double move into the hole.
Awesome.
Ah, that's a wall.
I got you. I'll get you downstairs.
There we go. Teleport to me.
I'm going to assume that the one trying to kill me rolled really terrible, Jonesy, because I don't have a great armor class.
It rolled excessively terribly.
Okay.
Which is why I should not. My dice rolls are almost as bad when I roll natural dice versus roll 20, so it doesn't really.
All right. Rolls me.
There you go. So, Kale, you have you're at the top of the round. What would you like to do?
I will go to the top of this hole. Can I see any of these rats from the top?
Yeah. Yeah, you can look down and see them.
I will send a radiant bolt down that way, but I don't want to get near them if I don't have to. The 24 hit.
I think a 24 hits my.
Okay.
My poor
With
rat.
your poor rats. I'll hit one of them then for 5 points of radiant damage. And then I will back up 5 feet, 10 feet. So that they don't have line of sight on me if they're magic things as well. And that will end my turn.
Awesome. Vom, what would you like to do?
Vom is going to step to here. Because really, like, I prefer a more personal touch to my violence, you know? So he is going to hit the green rat with his hammer. It's a one-handed stroke. Normal, not great. That was a 14.
14 does hit my poor rat.
Oh, well, there we go. Yeah, he only took 3.
And you hit the one, the green one, right?
Yeah, the one who was animating his dagger. 'Cause he was...
The one animating dagger is actually the one in purple. The one in
Oh.
green, the one with green indicator